I come from a mountain biking background, actually. I started cycling 10 years ago, and first road riding, and then I went into mountain biking. And then about 4 years ago, I just got bored, tired of the endless riding and all the hours you have to put in, and I started cross-training. In actual fact, I entered for the first Southern Storm, and day one, which was a 5-day biathlon, and day one was running the Otter. So I thought, okay, well, I better start doing some running. So the Otter was my first real run that I did, and after that, literally put the bike back, put away, and that was me. It's trail running for the last 4 years.
Well, when I was at school, I pretty much tried every sport under the sun, literally once or twice. And then put on a pair of North Stars and got in the school bus and went to the cross country in Newlands Forest, and 28 years later, I haven't looked back. For 16 years, I purely did road racing, track racing, and then went overseas to the UK, did a bit of road racing over there, and came back, was on a training run, and by hook or by crook, I landed onto the route of the puffer while the day of the race, and then I said, great, I'll see you back next year, and that's where it all started in 1999.
The difference without the bike, for me, trail running, it's just, there's just less clutter. There's something really simple about running, and even more so trail running, being out in the mountain, being out in this surroundings here. It really is food for the soul, and this is what feeds my soul. Being out here in the mountains, being it rain, sun, or whatever, it's just it's an awesome place to be. This is my office.
First and foremost, you know, you love running, you're doing what you love. And then you meet somebody that you get on well with, and I suppose it's like any relationship, whether it be in sport or life or whatever it is. There's a symbiosis there that just works and you connect. I think with Noel and I, we have fun while we're out there. And we just have a laugh, we have a joke, we scream, we shout, and we have a drink afterwards. We train together, we do things, you know, socially. We work on each other's strengths when we're racing. We know how to read each other. We don't really have to talk much. We can sort of communicate without even talking. I think that's the secret.
AfricanX and I go back, this will be my 4th year. Sort of tied in with the end of my Otter when I decided that now suddenly I'm a trail runner. I looked for the next big event after Otter, and AfricanX was it. Teamed up with my partner then, Derrick, Baard, the legend, and the two of us decided we're going to now tackle AfricanX and try and take on and win the vets category. So yeah, that was 2 years back. We entered, loved it, fantastic in Claremont, smashed it in day 1, smashed it in day 2, and then my partner broke. But that's racing, that's what happens. So we went from podium to nothing, and we walked away licking our wounds. Came back last year, entered vets again, and had a great race. Loved it, did what we had to do, took our position back, won the vets. Why am I back? Because we've got to defend it. I mean, you know what it's like when you come through heading for the finish each day, and we're going through that single track and that switchbacks, and you can hear the commentator, and you know you're nearly home, and there's calling out the positions, and the excitement, and you come out and you pop out in this green grasslands, and you've got the tents and the marquees, and you've got people shouting. That's like a Tour de France moment, and I dig that, you know. It's just, no matter if you come in first or you come in stone last, everybody's there, everybody's screaming, you're feeling like a complete hero.
All the boys are coming out to play. We've seen the list, we've had a look. I know who my favourites are. Who jumps out for you? Who are you going to put your money on? Besides ourselves, because...
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, there's that Noel and Derrick guy. I mean, they're obviously going to be what are chasing us. I mean, but I reckon when I was looking at that list, it's a hot list this year. Don Waship and AJ Carlitz as a combo. That is a team to beat. But then I reckon Cairn and Tabang also going to be right up there. But as you well know, it's all about how you handle those 3 days. Hey, and then there's also, I mean, we can't forget last year's champs, Ben Brimble. I mean, we can always look back and see how it's going back there.
I don't know, I just I'm saying, I don't look back, so somebody's going to have to tell us how they're doing back there. And then the course. You know, Still Waters have done unbelievable jobs with the single track and all the stuff they built over the last year. There's single track in there. You can run for 3 days in single track. I mean, you know what we like when you run, we start giggling like little boys.
Little kids.
Yeah, and you want 3 days running through single track,
yeah.
And then a setup like that. So I think it's a great venue, fantastic venue. Tweak the course every now and again, throw in a couple of little oddities that'll change it. But I think that's the place it should stay. Tips for newbies on AfricanX. Biggest mistake everybody makes is they come there overtrained. Everybody wants to try, they 2 weeks to go, 3 weeks to go, and they're petrified they haven't have enough training, and off they go and they're running up and down trying to get fit. You ain't going to get fitter 3 weeks before a race. Get there over-rested. Second thing is, when you start that race, you're in a race, it's all exciting, you get caught up in the racing, be careful. You need to run the last 5Ks on any day faster than your first 5Ks. And I guarantee you, if you can do that, you'll do well over those 3 days and you'll look after yourself well.
I definitely recommend anybody doing AfricanX. It's definitely doable. You don't need to be super fit. Obviously being fit helps. But I mean, you could go there and jog the course and you'd actually probably surprise yourself on how well you do. So yeah, I'd say definitely recommend it. It's just such an awesome experience, and just be warned, the bug might bite and you'll be back year after year.